Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Mattel Masters of the Universe Mighty Masters Beastman. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got Masters of the Universe, that nice 1980s Rocky explosion stuff going on. And it carries around to the front. Nice window showcasing a partial view of the figure. And then here he has an action feature, Masters of the Universe Mighty Masters Beastman Mattel. On the bottom, symbols I'm not going to learn. On this side, we've got some nice artwork of Beastman, especially for such a small packaging. And still, they put in the nice artwork on it. On this side, pull it up, let it go, and he whips you. Contents, Beastman and a whip. Colors and decorations may vary. On the back, don't stick anything in any language pie hole that does not belong there. Don't give it to baby. Symbols I'm not going to learn. Small, fine, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, Mattel, empowering generations who play. Another symbol I'm not going to learn. And a barcode. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessory. And we'll start with his accessory, which is his whip. And it does kind of have that classic look to it. It doesn't have the little piece on the outside of it. It's just a handle with a plastic non-bendy type piece on it, and you know, it's okay. It is what it is. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. He's got a good bit of paint app going on the face there. Teeth, lips, main part of the face, eyes, cheeks. And, you know, it really, it may not 100% match up to that original deco, but it really lends itself to that. There's a little bit of a paint app right here on the chest piece. And then he's got these separate armor pieces. He's got a little bit of a paint app right here. The belt and fuzzy drawers look like they're molded in one color. And then he's got a little bit of a paint app here on the shin armor. Nothing really going on the back. There's no straps or anything attaching his armor or chest piece to it. It's just simply put on there, and the head is popped on top of it, and that's what holds it into place. Let's talk about his articulation real quick. The head is on a ball joint, but because of this armor piece, I don't think there's, you know, you can't look up with it. You can't look down with it. There's no chicken neck, no attitude. There is some waggle, and because of the armor, he cannot do the full exorcist, so he can look that far, and he can look that far. And I'm sure maybe you could heat it up and get it all the way, but what's the point of doing that? So the arms aren't like the original figures where the torso had the post and the arm clips on it. It looks more like the arm has a post on it and it inserts into the torso. He does get 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulders and nothing at the wrists. Now this side, he does have the spring action in this arm. It will still rotate 360 degrees. but you can hear that clicking in there. So he's got that action feature, which means he doesn't have the spring loaded waist, so 360 degrees there. Then at the hips, he can give you that much of the splits, and the way that's done is a post that runs through the crotch piece with a ball on either end of it, and the legs clip over the balls. I know that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? But that's the best descriptor I have for it. He can kick forward that far, and that's with a bit of outswing. Back, probably about the same, but a lot more outswing. And that really does it for the articulation. He's got nothing in the knees, nothing in the ankles. And does have ports in the bottom of his feet for foot pegs. And then no storage for his whip. He just has to hold it in his hand, which is fine. And of course, the spring action. And if it hits anything, it will pop out of his hand. So there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the entire wave of the Masters of the Universe, Mighty Masters, Wave 1, featuring He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, and Beastman. For final ramblings on the Mattel Masters of the Universe, Mighty Masters, I have to tell you, I keep wanting to call them Mini Masters because that's basically what they are. But they're Mighty Masters. And I have to say, this is a pretty nostalgic piece for me. Now, it's not 100% to, the original, and that's okay. He has a spring-loaded arm rather than the spring-loaded waist that the original had, and that's fine. It makes a lot more sense for Beastman because of his weapon being a whip. And I will have to say, I do wish that the whip was a string like the original rather than a molded plastic piece, because it makes it a little bit difficult to use. And so that is what it is. The armor piece, again, it's not 100% accurate to the original figure because it has no straps on the back, and that's okay too. It works like it is. He does have the shoulder armor pieces there with the horns on them. The deco on it looks incredibly classic, at least to me. Now, I like what they did with these figures, and don't get me wrong when I say I do wish that they would have put a hinge in the shoulder and maybe a rotation at the wrist. I think that would have vastly improved these, but they're like 95% for me as it is. And who knows, most people may not even open the package and take these out. I don't know why, because a toy in a package is a waste. That's my opinion, and your mileage of course may vary, but that's just something. It probably wouldn't have increased the cost much. But I really like this line. I hope it continues and not just, You know, I hope people buy it. It doesn't seem to be selling well at my local Walmart, but I am in a rural area, so that may be the case. They may be selling much better in more urban areas or even suburban areas. So I really hope that's the case, because I would like to see this line continue. I would like to see a wave 2. I would like to see, you know, some female figures, Teela and Evelyn, maybe the Sorceress. But, you know, again, that's just going to depend on how this wave 1 does. I think they picked the right characters. 2 heroes, 2 villains, He-Man, Skeletor, Beastman, and Man-at-Arms. So I think the wave is strong, but I'd really like to see this line continue. I'd like to see us get a Battle Cat and a Panther for the Mighty Masters. Even maybe a Castle Grayskull, some of the vehicles. You know, that's my wish list going on. We'll probably get, if the line continues at least to a wave 3, we'll probably get a Fisto and or a Jitsu, because we already have the spring action arm engineering for the line, so that's cool. So I really would like to see this line go on, especially at this $5 price point or $6 price point. I guess it depends on where you are or where you're getting it. For mine, I paid about $5 a piece for them, and that's fine. I think that's a very fair price for this, but at that price I would have liked to seen just maybe a slight bit more articulation. But you know, they're fine the way they are as well, and I accept them that way, and I like them that way, and that's my opinion. And of course, as always, your mileage may vary. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.